Say, I wanted to update this video on unconventional sheaths. Sometimes you get a knife that does not have a sheath, and until or if you have another sheath made or obtain another one, you have to have some place to put the knife so that it doesn't cut you or damage the blade. Now, a lot of these knives come with little cardboard type folding sheaths, and those will work as a temporary fix. But I found some sheaths that I've been able to make, and although I made them on a temporary basis, I've kept them as a permanent sheath. So the reason I'm updating this is because I do bits and pieces of this type of I guess I'd call it education, I don't know, but on other videos, but I've never really, to my knowledge, dedicated one to it. If I have, it's due time for an update anyway. So this is not going to be a long one, but now I got this bayonet, and it had no sheath. It's been a very nice bayonet. I did, tape up the handles here a little bit, but I didn't have a sheath. But I did have an old belt. And so what I did is just wrap this belt, cut it where I needed to cut it, and I used pipe cleaners, which is something that I use frequently as temporary and sometimes permanent, cordage, I guess you'd say. So this has made an ideal sheath for this. I could put it on my belt if I wanted to, but I seldom do. This is my dandelion root getter. Put it in there and twist. So yeah, there's one. Use a belt. I've made a couple out of leather, and although they're not what I would call good sheaths, they are very good sheaths. They work really well. A little bank line here. Simply fold the sheath over, drill some holes. Doesn't have to have a bunch of loops in it, a bunch of threads, and these old hickories come without sheaths, so this makes a great sheath for just I can hang it on a limb outside, or hang it on my tool wall or whatever, and works really well. Doesn't come through. Will it come out? Well, I guess not, but that really doesn't matter to me. It's not like I'll be taking this particular knife anywhere where I'd be afraid of that. I did the same thing here in miniature. Again, bank line and just a little leather that I rolled up, simple roll. I put some Gorilla Glue and stuffed a little something there in the bottom that the Gorilla Glue could attach to and affix to, and just closed it off, and it holds this little old hickory paring knife really well. This hangs in my shop, and is available for all kinds of little cutting things. I call this, and I do have a video on this called The Poor Man's Kydex. This is Purex plastic that comes in Purex laundry bottles. Found this knife at a flea market for cheap, and it was in really bad shape, and I fixed it up really well. They don't run but about $15, but it did not have a sheath. So I took this Purex bottle and twisted it. We can get it on the inside there, and you can see it's even got the stuff on it there. And then I actually heated this up, and then just kind of formed it the way I wanted it to form. Nothing fancy, and to get that dark blue look off of it, and just put some white on there, I just sanded it kind of just roughly, but makes an excellent sheath. And you can hear it would be impervious to water. Again, I used the pipe cleaner as just a hanger, although you could make or use anything. Along those same lines, here's another Purex bottle used in a larger form. To get this look here, you can paint it. The Purex bottle is blue, so I painted it black, and then I just sanded it. And here you can see where I stuck it in the vise and heated it up. And here I put a little Gorilla Glue. I was having a hard time with this seam right here staying closed. And then I realized I don't need to have that closed. I take this out just as I would a kukri by holding it by its edge. Of course, I held it by the wrong edge. But this Tramontina came without a sheath, and you know, this makes an excellent one. The blade does not come out here. It does come a little there, but you know, with a few holes here and this here, water can easily exit it. Again, just bank line. It works really well. You've seen this before. This is the large old hickory. And this yellow plastic here is from tote. Actually, I think it was from the lid of the tote. And using these pipe cleaners and just twisting them together provides cordage that won't be cut. You can see I don't have any welts or anything in this thing. Now this I would hold from the back side, which if you look at the old hickory, the back side's going to be here. And pull it out always by the back side. This is a pretty nice machete. This is all 1095 steel, which is a good steel to sharpen easily and holds a pretty good edge. So when I put it back, you can see I put it back just as I would a kukri, holding it from the back side and shoving it in. But you know, this pipe cleaners are a really light gauge wire, and I've never ever had a blade cut through this before. I have had a machete that I've made one of these for, and the machete had a jagged spine, you know, used for whatever. It wasn't a saw, but you know, and it did catch on them, and you know, but it never broke the pipe cleaner. Finally, this is owed to my wife. We were sitting there one night in the man cave, just kicking around, having a few of these, and just, excuse me. My sinuses are acting up. Anyway, and I said I had one of these because I have the whole set of the old hickories, and these are all 1095. Well, I'm not sure about this small one. I think it is. It sure acts like it, but anyway. And we were sitting there, and I said, I sure wish I had a sheath for this. And I was like, well, you know, I guess I'll make another leather sheath. Now, I just buy pieces of leather at Hobby Lobby. I don't buy entire leather things from Tandy or anything like that. And so she just reached around behind her. I don't know if her mind just had seen this, for eyes that's seen this previously, or she's witty like this, and she just turned around and she brought out a piece of this PVC rubber hose that I had in a tray, and she said, well, why don't you just stick it in one of these? And you know, it clicked. So these are a really great option, and I'm telling you, you can buy them in different sizes, and most of them come with a curve in them like this. So you cut it to size. You can, and I have other ones where I have heated this and closed it. I have also, like you can see on this one, where I've just kind of squeezed it off. Did I show you that? Okay. And but the fact is, when you put this in, you can put it in either way, and all you do is bend this straight, and it goes in, and absolutely holds. I mean, this thing is not coming out. And when you want to take it out, you hold it here and you straighten it and push off. And there you go. Guys, I don't know. You can, you know, dork around with these things and probably make them look cool or whatever, but I like the simplicity of it so that I can show, for example, you and just say, see how easy this was? So there's that one. And this one, I recently got at a little auction house. It's a Halco duck knife, and you know, it's a dagger style. It's got you know, 2 sharp edges on it. Again, no sheath. So you put it in, just put it in like that, and then straighten it, and then let it go. Is that not easy? Again, if you wanted to, you could, you know, dress it up. You could close these off permanently or whatever. I mean, you're going to have water come out of these. You can easily see your blade if it's starting to rust or, you know, whatever. These knives are more novelty for me than anything. I don't know, I may use this one today to cut some peppers off or something, but, you know, you get the gist of it there. So there's some easy ideas on sheath, temporary sheaths. And there's, you know, all a sheath is something to cover your blade, to protect it and to protect you from getting cut. So there you have it.